unlike our very hospitable hosts, this tells the story of a slightly different lord and lady. I was one of the choir boys at that time, and we and the players were to appear at the manor house as usual that Christmas week, to play and sing in the hall to the squire's people and visitors, among them being the Archdeacon, Lord and Lady Johnson, and, oh, I don't know who. Afterwards going, as we always did, to have a good supper in the servants' hall. Andrew knew this was the custom, and meeting us when we were starting to go, he said to us, "Oh, Lord, how I would like to join in that meal of beef and turkey and plum pudding and ale that you happy ones be going to just now. One more or less will make no difference to the squire. Now, I'm too old to pass as a singing boy, too bearded to pass as a singing girl. Can ye lend me a fiddle, neighbours, that I may come with ye as a bandsman?" Well, we didn't like to be hard upon him, and lent him an old one, though Andrew knew no more about music than the giant of Cernel. And armed with the instrument, he walked up to the squire's house with the others of us at the time appointed, and went in boldly, his fiddle under his arm. He made himself as natural as he could in opening the music books and moving the candles to the best points for throwing lights upon the notes, and all went well till we had played and sung While Shepherds Watched, Nam Roy Scene, and The Holly and the Ivy. Then the squire's mother, a tall, gruff old lady, who was much interested in church music, said quite unexpectedly to Andrew, my man, I see you don't play your instrument with the rest. How is that?" Every one of the choir was ready to sink into the earth with concern at the fix that Andrew was in. We could see that he had fallen into a sweat, and how he would get out of it, we did not know. "I've had a misfortune, ma'am," he says, bowing as meek as a child. "Coming along the road, I fell down and broke my bow." "Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that," says he. "Can't it be mended?" No, says Andrew. "It was all broke to splinters." "I'll see what I can do for you," said she. And then it seemed all over, and we played Rejoice Ye Mortals All, indeed with two shots. But no sooner had we got through it, and she says to Andrew, "I've sent up into the attic where we have some old musical instruments, and I found a bow for you." And she hands the bow to poor, wretched Andrew, who didn't even know which end to take hold of. "Now we shall have the full accompaniment," says she. Andrew's face looked like it was made of rotten apple as he stood in the circle of players in front of his book. For if there's one person in the parish that everybody was afraid of, 'twas that hooked-nosed old lady. However, by keeping a little behind the next man, he managed to make pretence of beginning, sawing away with the bow without letting it touch the strings, so that it looked as if he was driving into the tune with heart and soul. 'Tis a question if he wouldn't have got through it all right if one of the squire's visitors, no other than the Archdeacon, hadn't noticed that he held the fiddle upside down. The nut under his chin and the tailpiece in his hand, and they began to crowd around him, thinking it was a new way of playing. This revealed everything. The squire's mother had Andrew turned out of the house as a vile impostor, and there was great interruption to the harmony of the proceedings, the squire declaring he should have notice to leave his cottage within a fortnight. However, when we got to the servants' hall, there sat Andrew, who had been let in at the back by the orders of the squire's wife, after being turned out at the front by the orders of the squire. And nothing more was heard about his leaving his cottage. But Andrew never performed in public as a musician after that night. And now he's dead and gone, as we all shall be.